So this is our new expanded garden. We came over onto this side and we are going to be filling this area up here. The new garden will have both of the apple trees in here, and the corn, and hopefully the wheat. Oh, and this is a little plum tree, and that's the big plum tree. I planted clover in here, but I also planted wheat. You can see the wheat just looks like grass right now, but it's growing. Even with this small amount of corn, we wound up with a lot of ears of corn, all hand pollinated. We hand pollinated all the corn. This is my potato bin. It's about time. I think we're gonna empty it today and see what we've got. I do have some zucchini planted in here. It's a little late, but I think it'll do all right. And it hasn't popped up yet. This is my second carrots, but this one failed. I only have a few carrots in here. I'm gonna have to redo this probably today. Tomatoes. These are cucumbers. One more tomatoes. Yeah, we're going to be harvesting our beets here pretty soon. We got some rosemary and some random flower thing. This half of this bed is going to be salad. This is going to be salad on this side of the bed. That right there is sesame. And that right there is lemon basil. So we're going to be doing lettuce here and lettuce there. That should be enough. These are radishes. And that is amaranth. These are my peppers. I think, we got a jalapeno on there with one. These are just green peppers, sweet peppers. They're delicious. Why are you dumping that in there? Why are you dumping that in there?
It's compost.
What is that for?
What's that?
Yeah, what is that for? This thing over here that we put over here the other day, what is that thing for?
Oh yeah, I forgot we had that.
That's where the compost goes. Actually, we're going to be taking, we'll probably take maybe a wheelbarrow load of compost in there and dump it in there as a starter. But from now on, all the compost goes in there. Oh, this is another jalapeno. It's got tons of little jalapenos on it. Italian basil, purple basil, another tomato. Uh-oh, I think I see a problem. See these right here? Those are tomato eater eggs. So this has to be destroyed. So I will put them in a bucket with water. I have one. I think I do. What's in there?
Come take a look at this.
What is it?
It's a giant frog.
Oh, good. Cover it up. I know I got water here somewhere. Oh, here we go. And we will drown these little suckers like that. Just drown them dead. Okay. This is what's left of the pine berries, which actually did really well this year. They produced up until just about a couple of weeks ago. But I tore out this one tree that was in here, some random China tree that randomly grew. I don't even know how it got here, but it did. This is our dill and quinoa. This is garlic in here and hasn't come up yet, but it's gonna eventually. That is okra growing. I planted peas in here. I planted okra by accident, but it grew, and I don't know if it's gonna grow. Wax beans and sage. They have right here lots of little sage growing. I just treated these this morning for powdery mildew, and it seemed to be doing okay now. I mean, I still have some. I'm probably gonna have to give it a second treatment. You can still see it on there. But it got rid of most of it, and what I used was about a half a tablespoon of oil, and a tablespoon and a half of baking soda mixed with water. Shake it up and spray. But it has removed most of it. The oil helps it stick to the leaves, as you can see, and will kill the mildew. This is the asparagus bed, and it seems to be doing pretty good. The scarlet lady salvia, my thyme, which is constantly getting eaten, my comfrey, which is doing amazing, still producing mullein, and those are strawberries over there, mint and yarrow. More garlic here. These will be due by next year. I got more garlic planted in here. They haven't started coming up yet, but they will soon enough. And I do have some cherry tomato plants from last year growing in here, and some kale, which I just haven't even really done anything with. It just gets eaten by the bugs, and I let it. I planted Brussels sprouts right here, and we'll see how they do. And this over here again is this is all garlic. Again, we're gonna have more peas here. Our peas earlier were amazing. They climbed all the way up the trellis. And beans, those are really small, probably not enough sun. And we have beans. These are green beans in the front. You can see them under here. And we got tons of beans all over the place. And these are the Chinese noodle beans, which we love. And we just harvested yesterday, but they get really long. And you eat the whole thing, not just the beans, but you can take the beans out. But they are crazy, and they grow so, they just grow and grow, and the bees love them. And these little critters right here, you can see it. I don't know. Get a good look at it. Or when it knows it's being filmed, look at that. These are assassin bugs. They look like squash bugs, but they got the fat legs on the back. And they are good. They kill other bugs on the plants. And they've nested up in here. See, there's another one right there. Which is fine. And we got ladybugs in here, which are great. Eat the other ones. Lots of ants because this is very sweet, but those assassin bugs I think will kill the ants. But for whatever reason, this plant right here attracts pollinators. It just does. And it just continues to flower and continues to grow. So you can see all my bees coming in all over the place. They just, I don't know what this is. I think this is a sweet potato. I'm not sure. I haven't dug it up yet, and it's vining like crazy. So I don't know. And that's coming from there. I do have a couple of grape plants here. You know, it's funny. I dropped this. I cut out these squashes because they weren't producing anything. And look, the flowers are still growing. They must have rooted themselves in here underneath, and they're continuing to grow. This is my little wheat plot I did as a test, and the wheat grew just fine and dandy here. And oregano, of course, more green beans, and my sweet peppers right there. Another comfrey plant right there. Another mullein. This is a giant mullein plant. It's huge. I use the seeds. I save the seeds on these. And my green beans, of course. More green beans here. Now I did plant onion here, but it has not germinated. None of them did. I'm surprised. None of them germinated. So I am going to be trying to figure out how to germinate onion, which is my biggest problem right here. Now, this is my other tomato, which kind of grew. You can see in here, I got a daylily that I planted in here. See it? And I put compost in here, and I guess we had tomato seeds, and they just flourished. Plenty of tomatoes in here. And I checked this guy yesterday for hornworm. Oh, we got tomatoes growing. Yeah, we're gonna have tons of tomatoes here in a little bit. A little late to the game, but I didn't plant them. I only planted 2 tomato plants this year, and all the rest are volunteers. But my peppers did really well this year, and they're continuing to do well. Look at that, more. See that, more seeds, more. I don't know if you can see it. Anyways, those are little bugs. I'm gonna go drown them too. And probably some sort of hornworm as well. And we will go and drown them. That seems to work for me. So this is the main part here. of the garden. Now this expanded area out here is going to be all probably winter stuff because I'll get more sun up here. It's kind of cloudy today, but we'll get more sun over here, so I'll do a lot of winter stuff over there. This is the compost bin we just made. So it works just fine and dandy. And if you look, we got big, giant insides, awesome, very heavy duty. So that is the beginning of the new garden and the old garden. Most of my stuff from spring I rooted out and replanted, but yeah, in general we're doing okay. Everything looks good and moving right along. The next part is that we just completed is our little rabbitry here. So we got our rabbits in here, and what we did was created a way for them to get out and have some yard instead of just being stuck in cages. But they have some yard out here to mess around with. We put them right next to the chickens and turkeys. This guy got mauled by a dog the other night, so he's recovering. And we got one over here. I'll come on in and say hi. This is their sanctuary. Right over there, blue boy. This is Rooster. Rooster the rabbit. I know, Rooster. I know. I know. And that's Mama in there. And this is Shanae right here. Hi, Shanae. She's a little skittish. Hello, Shanae. What are you doing, girl? Get that out of your face. Hi. But they got a nice little area to run around in and do rabbit things. Dig holes and stuff. We also let the chickens out here to eat the ticks and do chicken things so that our animals all have a little bit of freedom. We're eventually going to cage in this little area right here all the way around, and that will give us a bigger chicken area while keeping this small rabbit area. Big rabbits don't need a whole lot, they just need to be able to get out and do stuff. So when I found the rabbit, we kind of doctored him up a little bit and gave him some colloidal silver to help him heal. And he's resting really good. But he's doing okay, seems like. He's not breathing super heavy. He's just, I'm sure he's just worn out. And so that's the main little tour here of our expanding garden. So basically we're going to have like from the corn over here all the way over to here. I mean, it'll be a pretty decent sized garden. It'll be more of a food forest than anything else once everything's completed. It'll just take some time. This area here, and I know it looks messy, but it's really not. That's all just composting stuff. There's sheetrock, which is gypsum, which is good for the garden. All kinds of cardboard everywhere, layered, dirt, anything. I use these buckets here. This is actually kind of a cool thing I've figured out. So when I'm weeding, I'll weed and I'll throw all the weeds in a bucket and I'll let them dry out and die in here. And if you look down here, this gets water. So there's a ton of water in the bottom there, and it creates a tea that I water, I fertilize with, and they love it. They do. I don't think I have any left, but I got tons of little buckets with this stuff on here, lying all over, especially this Bermuda grass. Stick it in there and let it die. Let the sun bake it to death or whatever, it doesn't matter. And this is my rabbit poop bucket, which I load into the tomatoes usually because they are heavy feeders. I got them all over the place. I got all kinds of buckets with stuff in them. I got buckets with stuff in them here. I don't think this has anything. Yeah, this has got a crack on the bottom so it leaks. This here has got no holes, so this will just wind up being a big, giant pot. This one, I believe this one's got, yeah, this one's got holes. But as you can see, I just turn it back into dirt. They're all kind of at different stages. Oh, I did one of these self-wicking, two of them self-wicking buckets. And they seem to actually be doing okay. It's taking me a little while, but I do see these worms in here. Let me see it. Kill it. These things destroy. I'm about ready to just get rid of these, but now that it's starting to cool down a little bit, they're starting to go up again, and I'll have broccoli, but I am going to have to cut that back and fix it. This has been our compost bin for quite a while, and just whatever's in there grows. There's tomato plants, squash plants, all kinds of stuff. I haven't checked for fruit or anything in there, but I can see, oh, let's see right here, we have a tomato. Look at that. Look at that little tomato right there. Oh, tons of tomatoes in there. I didn't even see. Oh my gosh. Well, I mean, it's all here. This is going to get ripped out today or tomorrow. Redone. But I use the chicken litter under these pepper plants and tomato plants because it works out pretty good. But as you can see, everything composts down. I use all that to make dirt because our dirt here, as I've shown you in other videos, our dirt here is awful. Our dirt here is this out here. Rock and clay, probably 75% rock, 25% clay. That's just the way it is. So I make my own. Make my own dirt, make my own stuff. Oh, I got a morning glory growing right there. I love vining plants, so I'm wanting to get that to vine and take over that fence, which will draw all kinds of pollinators and everything. So I think that's plenty of time. I know this is long and drawn out. But anyways, farm small. It's the only way to go anymore. If you're not doing this kind of stuff, you're going to be hungry really soon. And it's just the way it is. It ain't going to change. It ain't going to get any better. It's only been getting worse and worse. And it's a terrible thing to say, and it's a terrible thing to think, but that's the way it is. Farm small. Think outside the box. Grow your own food. Figure stuff out. Ways to do things with things that you have. Plant your pantry. You know, do it all, and it will work. See ya.